What in damnation have you done?
So I recently went in for an eye exam, and much to my surprise, the doctor was all like, "Well, son, you still have nearly perfect vision." And honestly, I took that quite personally. So Sniper's Mark is a skill in Path of Exile, and said skill does two things when placed on a target. One is increase the damage they take from projectiles. The other is it lets projectiles split, up to 5 times at level 21, which is scaled by both Curse Effect and Mark Effect, with every additional 20% being a breakpoint for another split projectile. Our largest available source of Mark Effect is the notable Hound's Mark, which rolls on Cluster Jewels, which I remind you, received some changes this week.
The Curse Cluster Jewel type can now be found on small cluster jewels rather than medium cluster jewels. This makes it more costly and less impactful to stack large numbers of Curse Cluster Jewels. This change does not affect existing medium cluster jewels.
So with both the Legacy Mediums and the new Smalls, we can get an absurd total of 18 of these notables. In addition to that, we also allocate every other possible source of Curse Effect we can possibly find on our character for an impressive 8 times multiplier. It's like 8, something like that. Anyway, 8 times multiplier to Sniper's Mark base effect. Now going further, in PvP, our target character further increases this by holding a Coward's Legacy, and having someone stand by with a Dying Breath grants another 18%. Now, we initially thought that these would be multiplicative, but testing has been inconclusive. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to treat them as additive. And let's just say our curse effect is base times 9. Let's turn our attention to our casting character for a second. It's very simple. Stack cast speed and as many sources of extra projectiles as possible, with some really sick legacy projectile gear like Snake Pits and Ultimatum Asinus, and the hottest pair of legacy intended gloves ever made. Now for some simple math. Sniper's Mark with 820% effect lets projectiles split up to 45 times, 14 additional projectiles on our character, added to the split amount, multiplied by the amount of cast per second, yields the amount of projectiles this setup can generate per second. To put it simply,
It's high.
you know, I have to name lock you.
Alright, ready?
You're free to go.
This is amazing.